In this episode of Achieving Optimal, I want to talk to you about finishing the year strong. I love that phrase, finishing strong, or I remember coaches telling me, finish strong, Newberry. But what's great about it is for most of you, it probably makes you think back to high school or college sports and a coach wanting you to finish a practice in the most positive way with the most enthusiasm and momentum. Don't let up before it's over. And that's my encouragement to you this week is I want you to finish the year strong. I want you to finish 2019 strong, head into the new year with lots of momentum. It's not always easy. I remember many years where I intended to finish strong, but I got consumed in busyness, and the end of the year is always very busy for us. It may be busy for you as well. And finished up workshops, had some book deadlines I had to finish up, and then all of a sudden it's Christmas, and then a little time away with the family, and then it's New Year's Eve, and then New Year's, and boom, all of a sudden it's early January, and I don't have my plans as fully developed as I like, and that's what I teach people to do. So I know how easy it is to have good intentions about finishing the year with lots of momentum and then not to do it. So I want to give you 3 or 4 ideas that you can put into practice immediately, beginning this week, to make sure that you finish strong, because finishing strong is key to starting strong, and starting strong in the new year is key to making that year the best it can be, making it your big year. So, number 1, I want you to get consumed over the next week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4, 5 weeks, all the way through the new year, through Christmas and right up through New Year's Eve. I want you to get super appreciative about all the goodness in your life, the victories that have come about in your life. In fact, I'm standing here at the coaching center in front of our victory wall, and this is where our clients come in every quarter, sometimes more often than that, and they put up something that symbolizes a victory or a significant amount of progress in their life. You ought to have a victory wall. If you don't already, start a victory wall at your home. But you know what? I look at this victory wall almost every day, certainly every quarter, and I'm grateful for my clients. I'm grateful for their victories, and I remind them, yes, you want to be grateful for your family and your health and those kind of things, but you also want to be grateful for the accomplishments that you have achieved in your life, because your success blesses others. So it's very, very important. So here are some things you can do. You can write a thank you note, of course. Not many people write handwritten notes anymore. So if you do that, it's going to make you stand out. So I encourage you to write handwritten thank you notes. All right. So in addition to that, hopefully, write emails to certain people. So some people, you'll write a handwritten note of thankfulness to them, and then others an email, others a text, and then maybe some you will call them and say, I just want to thank you for being in my life, or I want to thank you for all the help that you provided in the last year. It's a great thing, and there's some psychology to it that's very important, and that is getting your mindset ready to launch into something new. Getting the right mindset is key when it comes time to sit down, whiteboard, or lay out otherwise the things you want to accomplish in the following year. So think about the big things you're grateful for in your life, the people, the relationships that maybe a year ago were not in your life. That's kind of a cool thing to think about. When I share that with clients, they often seem intrigued about that. Who are the people, just answer this right now, who are the people in your life right now that were not in your life a year ago that you're grateful for? Who are the people that are in your life today that have been in your life for decades, maybe your whole life? Show them some gratitude. Who are the people that maybe you go with advanced gratitude? Who are the people that this time next year you'd like to have in your life? Maybe it's a relationship, maybe it's a new client relationship, maybe it's a vendor, maybe it's somebody on the team that can help you go to the next level. So you've got all the good things that have happened so far this year, and then you've got the people. Let's be grateful for what we are obviously grateful for, our material possessions, the technologies in our life, the luxuries, the things that make life fun and interesting and different and cutting edge. Be grateful for those things. So those are just a few examples. One of the things I like to do is around Thanksgiving is really be thankful. We can all say a prayer of gratitude, a Thanksgiving blessing, and that's awesome. But what's a great thing to do is just to wear your hand out or wear your fingers out on the keyboard by writing or typing an exhaustive list of the big things and the little things that you're grateful for. If you do this, it's going to make you more fun to be around. It's going to put you kind of in a tighter connection with God. It's going to position you to envision the best and the biggest goals that you can establish for the new year. All right, so once you have immersed yourself in gratitude, the next thing I want you to do, so number 2, is develop a punch list. So maybe there's 4 or 5 weeks left as you're watching this episode. Maybe there's 4 or 5 weeks as you're listening to this message. Make a list, a comprehensive list of all the different things that you need to accomplish. First, let's identify the business to-do items, big, small. Get down to the particulars, the things that if you knock them off, you can kind of check it off the list. Don't be vague and too broad with your list. Make it as specific as possible. It could be a really big list. So make a punch list for all the business initiatives, the action items, the follow-ups that haven't been done, the unfinished business that you need to attend to. Go ahead and lay that out and put it into a document that you can work from in between now and the end of the year. Of course, that'll be in addition to all of the other priorities and the work that you have on your plate, but it's got to be done. These are the things that if you put the deadline, December 31, actually, I prefer that you put Christmas, so you can, and then if something spills over, you're not quite done, you can extend it in that week in between Christmas and New Year. But I really recommend make the punch list be between now and Christmas. What are the things you need to get done that will position you to go into the new year with lots of momentum? Personal side, this is huge. Are there maintenance items? Are there clutter items? Are there relationship items on the personal side or the home side of life? Are there things you need to do with your car or with your children's education or with the house or with relatives or in-laws? What are the household to-dos? How about technology? How about clutter projects, cleanup items? There's all sorts of ways that you can approach this, but the key thing is to not wake up each day over the next month or so and think, what should I be doing today, or what needs to be done, or just gravitate towards your business, but instead have a clear list. And I encourage you to make that list today. Number 3, act the part. Okay, you probably heard me say this over and over again. Act the part, become the part. Kind of paraphrasing Shakespeare right there. Act the part, become the part. But it's a little different slant on it right now. So we've got a few weeks left in this year. We want lots of momentum, right? Heading into the new year. There's probably some things you're thinking about that you want to do differently already in 2020. My encouragement to you is begin doing those things now. If you want to be more relational in the new year, be more relational beginning now. If you want to be more grateful in the new year, begin being more grateful now. We just talked about that. If you want to get more organized in the new year, get more organized now. If you want to be more fit in the new year, start that process right now. Whatever it is, act the part. If you want to have a better EMSR, a better early morning success ritual, start that now. Don't go when the new year hits, I'm going to start that. If there's a new exercise regimen you want to begin in the new year, start it now. If there's a new leaf you want to turn over, start it now. I mean, some people have New Year's resolutions. They come up with New Year's resolutions. They don't last very long. I sometimes wonder when I hear the New Year's resolutions, were the people sober when they came up with them? I mean, New Year's resolutions are not goals. Goals are not New Year's resolutions. It's very, very important that you are serious about the things that you want to change, improve, and upgrade in the new year. What are the upgrades that you want to see in your life in 2020? Begin to act like you've already upgraded those things now. Begin to adopt the routines and the rituals that are key now. Do that now. Do it now. Have a bias for action. Have a do it now attitude. What you'll find from doing this is, in addition to the momentum, you'll have a psychological advantage because you will have been developing the mental and emotional equivalent for that new person that you intend to be. You'll be already ahead of the game, a head start as far as what you're thinking, what you're saying, what you're doing as the new year unfolds. And a part of acting the part, another element that is important to consider is, if you're acting the part of this revised you, if you're acting the part of this upgraded you, then what do you need to stop doing? It's one of the most important questions to ask every single year toward the end of the year. What do you need to refrain from doing? What do you need to prune in your life? What do you need to delete? And instead of waiting until the new year, go ahead and remove those unsatisfactory or substandard elements from your life immediately. So that's number 3. So number 4, workout double. And what I mean by that is, if you normally get 3 workouts a week, get 6 workouts a week. If you normally work out once a day, work out twice a day. Now, I know that's kind of crazy, or might sound crazy. I hope it doesn't, but I want to encourage you to do it anyway, because in addition to the momentum, which is really what I've been talking about here, in addition to the momentum, it's going to set a new pattern for you, and it's going to help you overcome what happens to most of the population between really Halloween, that's the sugar injection, and New Year's, is people put on a lot of weight and they get unhealthy, and then they get sick and low energy in January and February. Don't let this happen to you. There's no guarantee, of course, but one of the things that is within your control is to increase your workouts. Sweat more, work out more. As you're working out, listen to podcasts like this. Listen to audible books. Listen to positive mental nutrition. And the more you do that, it's like a double hit on your system. You're burning more calories, you're burning fat, you're sweating, by working out also, you're displacing something that is of lower value that you could have been doing when you're doing that extra workout. It doesn't have to be the same kind of workout that you're doing double, of course. It's just a second set. It shows that you're serious and it sets the foundation for a great year. Instead of waiting, like most people will, until after the indulgence of food and drink is past, then what you're doing is you're getting a head start. You're starting that early, you're being contrarian, you're being countercultural. All those things contribute to a great work ethic. So work out double. So those are the 4 things that I want you to do to finish strong. Remember gratitude. Just drench yourself in appreciation for all the goodness in your life. Maybe past, present, and future goodness. That's another way to look at it. Number 2 is make a punch list. Make a list of all the things on the business side of life and the home side of life that you'd like to knock out in between now and the end of the year. Again, I'd make a big comprehensive list and then go back and circle or mark those items that are essential that you get done, and then focus your attention on it. Number 3 was act the part. Become the new you ahead of the new year. Become the new you ahead of the new year. And the 4th point we just finished up was double your workouts. Work out more, work out twice as much, twice as hard as you have been, so that you can be fit, strong, so that you can counteract the negative habits that tend to swirl up around the holidays. Those are the ideas that I think you can put into practice. Remember, your success blesses others.